Hello, my name is Jonathan and I am one of the Brilliant Club student ambassadors. I'm currently in my second year studying aeronautics and astronautics engineering at the University of Southampton.
Hi, my name's Jessie and I studied music at St Hugh's College at the University of Oxford. I now work as an outreach officer at St Anne's College at the University of Oxford.
Hi, I'm Hina Kumar and I'm in my first year of studying biology at Queen Mary University of London.
I think the question of how do you make friends at university is a really good one, and also one which people are often quite worried about from before they come to university. I certainly was a bit worried because actually, like most people, I didn't really know many people going to my university. I knew one or two, which was quite nice, but we weren't living in the same place and we were studying different subjects, so we didn't actually get to see each other that much anyway. But most people are in the same boat. It's actually quite unusual to know more than a couple of people going to your university. And that makes it really nice actually to realise that everyone's in the same boat and everyone wants to learn, everyone wants to make new friends with you, and everyone's really willing and eager to try new things and get to know you that way. One of the really cool things about university is that people come from all over the world to study at your university. So you meet people with incredibly different life experiences to you, and that's really nice as a way of, getting to know new people from an experience which you've never had before. So people not just from your hometown or your home city and not just from the UK, but get to know how they experience life too is a really nice thing.
So nearly everyone going won't know many, if any, people, so they'll all be in a similar position. The university will put on events for you to meet and socialise with people, and there are many activities, clubs and societies that you can get involved with where you can meet people with similar interests.
Your first set of friends are usually those that are on your course, so you've already got a few interests in common regarding careers, so you can use that to your advantage. Just sit next to people in lectures, be friendly, smile, get to know them. You can just ask a few simple questions like how they're finding university, whereabouts they're from.
Choosing which subject to study at university is a really difficult but also a really important choice, and I think it's one that people worry about a lot. Now, the main thing that I would say is picking something that you're really interested in. So it could be your favourite subject in school, but it could also be something which you haven't tried before. University courses have things which you will have done at school, so things like English or maths or biology or chemistry, music, history, and lots of things like that. But also, they have a load of subjects which you might have never heard of before. So things like classical archaeology and ancient history. So if you're really interested in ancient Rome and ancient Greece, that or something like classics might be really there for you. Equally, you might really like kind of physics and designing things and new materials and stuff. Something like materials science might be something you're really interested in.
Choose a subject you enjoy and that you're passionate about. Ask yourself, what do you enjoy doing? What interests you? What do you enjoy reading or watching? I always enjoyed flying and aviation, so that's what I base my choice off. Remember, you'll be doing your subject for at least 3 years, so you have to enjoy it.
So before you enter university, you'll be doing your BTEC or A-levels, and around that time you can start doing work experience and see what interests you. Or if you know what career you want to go into, you can start thinking about the pathway you have to take to get into that career. So just finding something that interests you, something that you can do for 3 years.
Now, when it comes to going to university, you have a lot of choice about where you want to live. So you can either decide that you might want to go to a university which is near you, and you'd have the choice to live at home if you wanted to. So you wouldn't have to move out, and you'd go to university when you have things on, but you'd be living at home as you currently are. You might decide, however, that you want to go to university and you want to go and live there, which is what a lot of people do, and it's a really great opportunity to learn to live independently and to meet new people. In that case, in your first year of university, you'll probably live in student accommodation. So those are halls of residence, and essentially you have your own room, but you might share a kitchen with lots of people. You might have a common room between everyone staying in your block of flats, for example, and that's another really good way of meeting new people. After your first year of university, you might decide that you want to live with some people that you met in your first year of university, but you're going to live outside of the university halls of residence, and instead you're going to rent privately a house or a flat or something, and you get to live together there. So student housing outside of halls of residence is really common for people to choose to live in after their first year.
So normally in first year you would be living in halls. So these are shared flats where you have your own room and you would have a shared living and kitchen area with a few other people. The people I lived with when I was in halls are some of my closest friends. You could also rent a house with a few other people, or if you live close enough you could even stay at home.
So a lot of my friends, they live on campus, which means they live around the university in the halls of accommodation that the university will provide you with in the first year. So you have to pay for them, but the university have found you a place, and it's very local. It's usually like a 1-minute walk away from your lecture halls, or you can live at home like I'm doing and then commute every day. So I take the train and it's a 1.5-hour journey to Queen Mary.
Now, I think people are really worried going to university, say if they're living away from home for the first time, meeting lots of new people, and maybe not have their friends from before immediately around them like you might do at school. People are a bit worried about what do I do if things go wrong. Luckily, universities are really, really used to this, and they're really, really well supported to give you lots of support in not only your first few weeks, but also throughout your university experience. So universities will have student support and welfare services, and that might be things like including a disability advisory service, if, for example, you have a disability and you need specific support for that. It might include counselling services if you need some more specific and tailored mental health support. Or it could be other things like peer supporters, which are other students who put on activities and come and listen to you when they need to. And also we have fantastic welfare activities. So we had, in my university, we had alpacas come and visit us, and we had an alpaca farm just outside our accommodation, which was really, really cool and definitely lifted our spirits.
So hopefully things don't go wrong, but if things went wrong for me, I could contact friends and family. I have a personal academic tutor that I can contact. All the other lecturers and academics we can contact and ask for help. And there's something called student services. So this is open 24/7, and you can go and ask for help. It could be financial, it could be mental health, and it's a service dedicated to you.
So if you've got problems relating to the course, you can always go to module coordinators, and these are the people who run the separate modules within your course. So I'm studying biology, so I have a module coordinator for the evolution part, for the physiology part, and then for the cell biology part, and you can just speak to them. You can always speak to your lecturers. You've also got course representatives, which are students that you can speak to, who are in charge of relaying information from the students to the actual committee that organise your modules and what you get taught, assessments and stuff. If you've got personal issues, you can speak to any member of staff on the welfare team. You've got people who provide therapy and counselling, and they're always available.
Now, universities are absolutely not all just work. There are lots of opportunities to try new things and new extracurricular activities. So, for example, you might do things which you might already be doing from before. So things like football or netball or a choir or an orchestra or a reading club or something like that. But then also, there are lots and lots of activities and things you've never heard of before. And I'm going to tell you about one of them. One of them which you can play at the University of Oxford. It's called Octopush. And essentially what that is think about playing a game of hockey. Now think about playing it on the bottom of a swimming pool, underwater, okay? So you have a weighted ball which sits on the bottom of the pool, and everyone's playing hockey on the bottom of the pool. Now that's pretty cool, but also something which I highly doubt any of you guys have heard of before, or anyone who plays it now has ever tried before they came to university. And that's one of the really cool things about university. You can get up to lots of things outside of your academic degree and try lots of new things which you've never heard of and never tried before, and meet lots of new people that way as well.
There are limitless opportunities. So there are the clubs and societies. They cover many sports, the arts and culture, and if you see a gap, you could form a club or society yourself. So you could go skydiving or sailing, or you could join the Japanese society or the Malaysian society or the pottery society. There's so many to choose from. Also, as a student, you can access some discounted or even free opportunities. So I recently went to a conference in London with the Royal Aeronautical Society for free, and normally if I wasn't a student that would have cost me £250. Also, you'd be living in a new city or town if you choose to live away from home, and there's plenty of places to explore and new things to see that are different to back home.
So you can join societies. So I'm currently a first year representative for my local Hindu society, but you can join sports societies, which is what I'll be doing next year, and you can do baking, cooking, etc. in these sort of societies. They're like clubs. You can get involved in volunteering and work experience whilst at uni. So you've got local work that needs to be done, helping schools, helping the homeless, cooking for them, cleaning up the canal side, like so environmental work. You can get involved in all of these at university. You can also help in running the students' union. So each university has a students' union, which their priority is to ensure the students have a good lifestyle there. So they run cafes, they provide jobs for students whilst at university. So all of these options are available to you.